So today we'll be talking about facial neoplasms part 2. These are all the dermoscopy features associated with basal cell carcinoma. Arborizing telangiectasia is also known as serpentine branch vessels, twisted loop or hairpin vessels, polymorphous vessels, leaf-like structures, spoke wheel areas, concentric structures, multiple in-focus brown or blue-gray dots, multiple blue or blue-gray or blue-gray-brown globular-like structures, large blue-gray or gray-brown ovoid nests, pink white to white shiny areas, white shiny structures, multiple erosions, and areas of ulceration. Now here we have this subtle lesion of the left nasolabial fold, and you can see with contact non-polarization these milky white areas. Here we see these leaf-like structures, very characteristic of a superficial pigmented basal cell carcinoma. And in this case, this dome-shaped lesion dermoscopically has brown ovoid nest, as well as some brown and gray-brown globular ovoid structures, which are characteristic of a nodular pigmented basal cell carcinoma. And you can see it's just above his brow. In this case, on the ear, you have this milky white appearance. You have these serpentine branch vessels, characteristic of an infiltrative basal cell carcinoma. If we use the near ultraviolet light with the vascular enhancer, you see the vessels quite dramatically. In this particular case, in the alar groove, in the contact polarized mode, we have these serpentine branch vessels and milky white area, also characteristic of an infiltrative basal cell carcinoma. If we now utilize the vascular enhancer, these vessels shine up. And you can do this as well with the structural enhancer, where you now see these beautiful serpentine branch vessels. In this case, we see the serpentine branch vessels, the milky white area, another infiltrative basal cell carcinoma. This is with the vascular enhancer and the structural enhancer. Very subtle lesion of the left alar rim. And what we see here dermoscopically is milky white area and these subtle serpentine branch vessels. Now these vessels are enhanced with the vascular enhancer as well as the structural enhancer. In this particular case, the same case in the near ultraviolet light, you can see the vessels better in the vascular enhancer and very sharp with the structural enhancer. If we compare the three, near ultraviolet light with the vascular enhancer, the polarized dermoscopy with the vascular enhancer, and the structural enhancer, very characteristic of an infiltrative basal cell carcinoma. Another subtle lesion, milky white area, serpentine branch vessel. Here we see in the contact polarized mode, the vascular enhancer, as well as the structural enhancer. If we use the near ultraviolet light, we see these vessels quite nicely, even nicer with the vascular enhancer, and quite dramatically with the structural enhancer. What about angiomas? Well, the two most important features are red round structures, also known as lacuna, and septa, which are these white lines separating the red round structures. And here, in the contact polarized mode, we see these white interlacing lines as well as these red oval structures, characteristic of an angioma. Another angioma, again demonstrating the red oval structures and the white interlacing lines. Here we see the structural enhancement utilized, and you can see these red oval structures very sharply demarcated from the white interlacing lines. And in the near ultraviolet light, with the structural enhancer, it's quite dramatic as well. Here we have contact polarized mode We can see the septa and the lacuna, and here with structural enhancement, it's seen even more pronounced. In the near-ultraviolet light with the vascular enhancer, and here we see near-ultraviolet light with the structural enhancer. Angiokeratomas. There are 6 important structures, and at least 50% of the solitary angiokeratomas: dark lacuna, whitish veil, erythema, peripheral erythema, red lacuna, and hemorrhagic crest. Dark lacuna exhibit a sensitivity of 93% and very high specificities. So here we have this angiokeratoma of the upper forehead, and we see these white interlacing lines, these red oval structure, this whitish veil, and purple oval structures. And this came very similar type of image with purple oval structures, red oval structures, and some white lines. In the final case, again, showing you both red and purple oval structures and a whitish veil.